And we are live. Hello and welcome to the live stream. Sorry about the little bit of a delay there. Welcome to Dog in a Chat. Dog in a Tank Comic Chat. Good heavens. Oh boy. That's what happens when you don't do something for a while. You bungle it the next time you want to do it. Figures. So, give me a minute here. I want to wait and see if someone else will hop on here. Oh, hello. Um, I do have a big announcement for today. I just want to maybe wait a little bit longer. So feel free to say hi in the comic chat. In the comment section. Good heaven, good grief. Um, I've been sort of sitting on this one. I've sort of hinted at this announcement for a while now. I'm to the point of saying to heck with it. I just want to go ahead and rip off the band-aid and be done with it. So, you know what I'm doing. I already know what I'm doing, but I want other people to know what I'm doing because you can't ask for people to get invested in something if you don't give them anything to hold on to, basically. So, let me refresh this and yes, good afternoon. Um, so yeah, yep. I see we have at least three people with us right now. So, I've been working on a lot of stuff lately. You can see part of it here on the screen. I've been working on. I started this the other day. I plan on coming back and finishing it uh, as a speed paint. So I don't really plan on drawing today. I just plan on talking because whenever I draw, I get distracted, and then I don't pay. My brain fries. You're welcome. I'm sorry, it does. So yeah, there's this I'm working on. I still need to finish Grieving Princess to go ahead and continue on with my progress so far. I still need to finish that. Um, I went ahead and decided to get started on the next 22 pages. This is going to be the one of the pieces of art. Let me turn off this layer. Between the basically between the stories, and you'll get why I want art between the stories. Why I'm saying it like that in a minute. Now I will be finishing this up and doing a speed paint because I would like to have some stuff to actually post to give people a reason to bother with the YouTube channel. So there's that much out of the way. Um, so yeah, there's that so far. Like I said, both that and this thing will be speed paints. So what on earth is the big announcement? Well, let me lead up into this a little bit further. I'm also working on a third thing. This art piece right here is going to be for that third thing. I was actually considering whether or not I wanted to do a live stream for that to kind of show it off whenever I do get that done. But I'll wait and see. It's not a comic. It is comic related, just for clarification there. So yeah. Now, I feel like I'm rushing this a little bit. So, I have three people watching, which I genuinely appreciate. I thank you so much for popping in to watch at all because I genuinely appreciate it. I appreciate people watching and following, liking, subscribing, all that jazz. I appreciate so much. And my big announcement is basically what I've been working on. Why am I working on 4 series at once? Although this one over here that I'm waving the cursor over, it's a mini series. The reason I am is because I'm doing a comic magazine basically I'm managing all the stuff on it. It will basically be 3 ongoing series with the mini series way over here. I'll probably put that on there at some point. It'll be a magazine, like I said. I was thinking 22 pages per series, although that may change uh, due to whatever I decide to change it for. So yeah. uh, Here we go. I want to be extremely realistic here because while I plan on getting the magazine out in October, no later than November preferably, I want to be very realistic and say that, something I might not, on the off chance I don't get the work done and it winds up being later, I plan on getting it done, period. But I also want to be realistic because I know life has a tendency of getting in my way when I don't want to. So right now I'm aiming for October. Before that, I'm hoping to have something else out, and I will probably be sharing that on my Twitter if, and wherever else I have social media, which I have lots of places with social media. So yeah, that's my big announcement. Let me refresh this. So yeah, that's my big announcement. So yeah, all 4 series. You've seen me, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you've seen me work on Phantom Eclipse. Maybe you have an idea of how long I've been working on that one, because I tend to chat about, let me zoom in on Echo over here. You have an idea of how long I've been working on that one. This one, I've finally come up with a working name for that I feel somewhat comfortable going ahead and thank you so much. Count me in for the magazine. Thank you very much. I have finally, well anyways, like, back to what I was saying, I count, this one here, I finally have a working name for. I will announce it later. Not later this stream, but later on when I get more stuff done. And I'm basically, I will say this, like, in contrast to Grieving Princess, this one will have heavier line art by comparison because I want to go for sort of a classic comic feel. And that's why, let me switch back to over here. That's why I'm trying to go for kind of more inking here. I missed doing a lot of heavier inking, so that's what I was doing here, is going in and just having a lot heavier inking here and there. I used to do more inking for Phantom Eclipse, but yeah. As my thing decides to fight with me. There we go. Technology is a blessing and a curse, I tell you. So yeah. I'll probably add in more detailing later on. Here and there. I've only done rough sketches of the background. I have an idea what I want the background to look like, but it's like anything. I want to wait till I get done with the characters first, and then I'll worry about the background later. And I guess I could go ahead and do a little bit of a sneak peek here. This is going to be, I plan on doing a double spread. This might be, aside from Phantom Eclipse, one of the few double spreads in here. Amen. You can't live with technology, you can't live without it, but yeah. This is going to be one of the double spreads. This is not a final sketch or whatever. I still have a lot more refinement to do. and adjusting the characters, because this guy over here, he takes up a lot of space, and I may want maybe shrink this guy over here down a little bit more. So yeah, I'm, like I said earlier, I'm still working on Grieving Princess. And people are like, why aren't you done with that already? Life gets in the way. I am not an immortal vampire that I can just draw all the time. I wish I could. That would be wonderful. That'd be cool. You just go hammer and tongs at stuff. And way over here is Flowers of Solace. Those pages are done. Flowers of Solace and Phantom Eclipse are both done in the shoot, so to speak. So I don't have to worry about... Well, the pages are. I will have to... Go back to... Darn it. It's fighting with me. I'm gonna just... To heck with it. There we go. We're just gonna have to use the scroll thing now because the other thing doesn't want to cooperate. So yeah. This is what I have so far. Like I said, I plan on doing a speed paint. And you know what, I think I'll just go ahead. I've been flip-flopping on whether or not I wanted to go ahead and mention this, but I am working on a website. That's another reason why I've been taking longer, is because I've been working on the website. And I have a lot of art I need to do. This is one of the pieces here that I need to finish. This will go on the home page for the website. So, yeah. And so, I guess in terms of my plans for the website, you know, you'll have the home page, obviously, of course. I've been considering if I want to basically have the home and about page rolled into one. Because I have seen that on other websites where, like, the home page and the about page are just kind of one thing. So that's why I've been considering on that. There will be a character section, and that's one that obviously I will only be able... Currently, I'll only be able to put in so many characters. So, like, I might put in, like, currently I'm planning on putting at least 3 in per series, since that's sort of a reasonable count. I'll probably eat those words later. But there's that. I plan on there being a series section, and what I want for the website is basically to be just all around where you can go, and if you're curious about Dog in a Tank comics, then you can go and learn about it. You can read up on it. Do you still have your online store? If you mean my Etsy store, technically it's still up. I haven't done anything with that for a while now. I do plan on there being a store on the website whenever I get around to doing more work on it. So that will eventually... I may eventually shut down the Etsy store. And I mean, I don't think there's anything over there currently right now, because it's like 20 cents per item that you have up per month. So if you want to keep it up for, you know, past like a month, you know, 20 cents can easily... Okay, by 20 cents per item, what I mean is you basically pay them a little fee, sort of, to, have the item listed on Etsy. That's what I mean. And so I haven't messed with that in a while, so I may eventually... I have a bunch of stuff I want to go through and basically shut down. I still have the Redbubble. That's still up, but I don't like the pricing on it at all, because it's expensive, and I basically get very little money out of the thing whenever I finally do get paid. So I'm going for a different approach, because I want my own personal online store, but I don't want to have to use Redbubble because like I said, it has insane pricing on there because, well, okay, let me take a step back here. Um Whenever I look at the pricing on something, especially whenever I'm setting up on KDP or on Redbubble, I ask myself, would I buy this thing at this price? And unfortunately, a lot of the time, the answer is no, because I'm thinking about what I can afford, and unless somebody really wants something, then they're probably most likely not going to make the push to get it. So that's that's basically my reasons in a nutshell there, where why I want to move away from Etsy and shut down Redbubble is because the pricing on Etsy was better, but there's the fee per item, and then there's, yeah, and the pricing on Redbubble is pretty self-explanatory because, yeah. So I will probably be cycling through eventually and shutting those down. And then basically having a store on the website. If there's anyone that, like, you see a piece of art of mine that you like, you can go buy it if you want to support me that way. So that's the game plan right now. Although the store is probably something I'll set up later, because right now my goal is just to simply get it done and get it out there for people to check out. So yeah. That's that's my game. That's my that's my thing right now. I mean, if Redbubble didn't have such insane pricing, then I wouldn't be as concerned. It would be a lot easier to not want to shut it down, But yeah, I haven't even looked at it in a while, and I'm pretty sure no one's bought anything off of that. I mean, it was a fun exercise, and I think it was a good learning exercise. I don't ever look at something. I try not to look at something as a waste of time, because there's usually something that is worth learning from these experiences of setting up like Redbubble and stuff. It will be going on there. It will be going on. It will be on the homepage. I'm using Wix to set up. Wix actually is fairly pretty easy to use. It took me a little bit to kind of get used to it and figure out, because whenever I first opened it up, I felt overwhelmed. I had to kind of take a step back and watch watch a video on how to do it. So I did, and I've got a better grasp on how it works now. So yeah. What else do I have in mind for the website? Let's see. I'm gonna plan on doing a character section, store, a series section. I could probably think to add something else, but I also don't want to go absolutely nuts with what I do, because I'm the main person running everything, and I have so much stuff to juggle. I don't want to overwhelm myself more than absolutely necessary. I mean, in a way, Phantom Eclipse is the easiest for me to wrangle, because I've been writing and drawing it for so long. But the other three, especially, I would say this one right here with Joshua Welker, I am hitting a learning curve as I come in from working on Grieving Princess to start drawing these characters because the characters just look so drastically, I wouldn't say drastically different, but I'm trying to incorporate like the snake features. He's based on a Gaboon Viper. I'll probably, now that I've done, let me zoom in on this. Now that I've done this piece, because I was looking at actual picture of a Gaboon Viper as I was drawing. This is Solomon Welker, Joshua's grandpa, and you know, they have these, Gaboons have these little scales around the eyes. A lot of snakes do. And they also have, you know, some of the snakes, I mean, you really start looking at a picture of a snake and they have all these little scales, and it's different for every snake, because this has a totally different, Gaboons have a different scaling pattern compared to King Cobras, because King Cobras almost look like they have armor on their face, and I thought, so I'm trying to, which I think that's cool, so I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit. This is Esther here. Let me flip this. There you go. You can see a little bit better now. But yeah, I'm trying to incorporate these things so that visually you can sort of get a sense of the snake that the character is based on. Yeah. And it took me forever to, and this stupid thing just messed up again. It took me forever to figure out what I want to do with this piece of art. But, I did want to have, like, Solomon shielding the kids from an off-scene threat. I'm still debating what I want to do, in the background beyond, like, the crumbled buildings and stuff. So yeah. I have a lot of work ahead of me, but I want to do this live stream, so let me just boop. Okay. So yeah, I will eventually, I guess, get more stuff done. I do plan on trying, I want to do more speed paints. That's why I'm not working on this or the other thing on this live stream, because I want to do speed paints so you can see, just to have something to post, if nothing else, and, you know, share. So yeah, I think I've kind of hit on all the things I wanted to touch on. You know, if anyone has any questions, you know, feel free to ask, because, well, now's a good time. So yeah. And I guess, if anyone has any questions about, like, long-term plans for the magazine past, the current thing, wait a minute. Mixing snakes and humans is going to definitely be a wild work of art. It is a heck of a challenge. I guess I'll give a little bit more background on that series, since I am going to be working on it more often now, and then switch back to Grieving Princess and try to wrap it up. But and I guess this is, let's see, I started working on this story a couple of years ago, actually. I want to say, like, back in 2020, maybe as far back as 2019. I had the idea, and I had a bunch of different ideas for the characters and the storylines. And some of the storylines have remained like the same, but the characters have changed. Um, I'm trying to think of some non-spoilery stuff I could say here because um, basically it's snake people fighting each other with Jaegers. Although for the most part, my focus is more on the characters. Although I am looking forward to getting to draw robots again, because I kind of miss drawing robots. I used to draw Transformers all the time. And coming out of doing Transformers into drawing humans, that was a huge leap there. It made me aware of all the problems with my lack of human knowledge. So yeah, it was a much needed experience though. Um, I'm gonna go back to the snake thing. I could go off on this trail here, and then you'd be like, but wait a minute, you were supposed to be talking about the. Yes, I know. I tend to ramble. I am. That's what happens whenever I'm live. I ramble. I have perfected the art of ramble no jutsu. Anyways, so that's when I started the series. I think back in 2020, I actually briefly there was a uh, Shonen Jump manga competition. I didn't almost enter. I wanted to enter. I was going to enter with Flowers of Solace down here on the right hand side. And I'm actually grateful I didn't go through with that because my story for that was it was crap, to be honest, because it Flowers of Solace is supposed to be mystery sci-fi, and I can handle the sci-fi part easier than I can the mystery part, and I choked on it. So uh, that was a learning curve there, and I'm glad that sort of fell through. That in 2020 was a car wreck for I think everybody, as a year overall. I had briefly considered the Snake series for that, but I didn't want to. I think a lot of that was because it was one that I had certain plans for, and I didn't want something that I had certain plans for to be basically something I would wind up shifting to completely. And for a long time, I was thinking I wouldn't ever get around to doing the Snake series because the stuff, just webtoons, and eventually, I think moving. I wish I had moved away from webtoons sooner. Part of that was due to events that I couldn't control, so, you know, the way things are. So, and the story has shifted a lot. I'm still working on developing some stuff. I have a lot of the world building on certain areas pretty fleshed out. I have a notebook that I have a lot of stuff written down for it. So I will have to probably reread that. I am seriously thinking about reworking. I have a bunch of outlines written up, and I'm really leaning towards reworking a lot of those to try to condense my initial plan down a little bit. And I guess I would like to go ahead and, well, do that. And there's just a lot of work to be done story wise, and even more work to be done writing wise. I actually, the I'm sorry if I laugh sometimes. I'm a little. It's sort of my little break there for me to think for a second. But I actually did, I think, two or three, maybe even four short stories for the Snake series. I think I have most of them still. Yeah, I think I do. And it was just a big learning. It was a good experience to do the different short stories every time because um, every time I would rewrite it because I had this one idea, but I was spinning it different ways. And I think out of all the characters, the one that got the most change to the character was Joshua's character because I had one idea for him, and I'm kind of glad that I moved away from that because I don't think it would have worked out very well, and it felt like I was trying to copy another series, and it just didn't really fit his character. And something else I'm sort of trying to work into the characters is sort of keep in mind like Gaboon Vipers are known to be more docile, but there's still a snake and they're still deadly. I mean, I read an article about how some poor guy apparently got bit by one and he lost a couple of fingers, but then, he made it out alive. But it was, I think, because of what a good doctor that he had helping him with that. So I guess that's something to consider. I definitely want to sort of include that. And I think it'll go in quite well in Joshua's personality and Solomon's because they're already sort of like that as characters. My initial plan had been to have more fictional, like snake species involved. In fact, the snake species that Josh and Solomon were going to be a fictional snake breed. But then I got to the point that I kind of wanted to just work with what was already there. I may eventually kind of lean back towards that, but there are just so many snake breeds that, in a way, I almost won't. I don't think I'll have to do that in a way. I mean, there's a lot to play with, and I think it'll be fun if I can get this thing going to go through and, you know, try to be like, what would this snake look like as this character? The goal is to basically combine, do humanoid snakes, but then personalize it to, kind of match with the character's personality. There we go. So yeah. Yeah, how long has this thing been running? Let me look. 33 minutes ago. That's not half bad. So yeah. I still need to technically finish the storyboard for the snake one. I guess I'm leaning towards doing that on the computer or alternating between the computer and sketching it out. I have I think 14 pages worth of storyboard. I shocked myself because I thought I had more of that and I don't. So, yeah. Uh, so yeah. And I guess I'm trying to think. Okay. Flowers of Solace. Have I really talked about that one on here? I think I've mentioned it. I think I've talked about some stuff regarding the characters. Cool. I look forward to seeing that. Um, yeah, I'm having to refresh the comment section every once in a while here because it's. I was looking at that for forever and it didn't show it until I refreshed it. So now I've seen your comment. I'm sorry about the delay there. I don't know. It just seemed, I don't know. I feel like in a way I sort of undersell my stories more than I should, and part of it is because I think I'm worried about a lot of things, so I don't probably speak about them. I either speak too much or not enough in some cases. I guess for any newcomers that I haven't mentioned, Flowers of Solace to is basically a sci-fi mystery. It's like Scooby Doo meets Iron Man with a investigation discovery level kind of feeling to it in a way. Uh, so yeah. Here we go. I think that's what I'll do next. Is just go through and sort of describe each series. Like I said, the website will have synopsis of the series, and so you'll be able to scroll through and look at the art and read a little blurb about each story, and basically get a good idea of what each one is about to help pique your curiosity. That is the big point of the website. And I'm hoping that's kind of my thing to get that out. I would like to get that out no later than later this month, but I have a lot of work to do across the board. Getting this piece right here done will help a lot, and then I will go through and I will get it uploaded. I will get the art for Flowers FOS and Grieving Princess uploaded and hopefully get that section finished, and then I can focus on doing the character section. So basically just sort of whittle my thing down. And like I said, there are a lot of characters, so for now I'm only trying to put up a handful for now. So I'll probably go back and add more. Because there are a lot of characters. I mean, I might even do like a straight up villain section, because I think that would be fun. I do plan on trying to separate the characters via series, because once again, I don't want people thinking all the characters run together, so I will clearly say, like, this is so and so, and the series is this. And that's a big part of doing, like, the art to separate the parts. So, like, Phantom Eclipse will have its own art. SWP, the Snake series, it'll have its art to separate it. So, like, picture you're picking up a magazine at Walmart or something, and you're flipping through it, and maybe at first glance you think everything runs together, but then whenever you actually slow down, flip through it a little bit slower, you're like, okay, this series is this series is that. They're all separate series. I want to be extremely clear about that, because I don't want to confuse people, even if I think I'm being very clear in certain other parts, because that's very important to me, because I try to think about what I'm trying to do from the perspective of the customer, and think about, like, what do I want as a customer? What are things that I would not want as a customer? Do I want to pick up a book and flip through it? And I think it's one thing at first glance to get confused, but at second glance, that's slower, grasp it better. And that's what I'm going for. So, yeah. I have been looking into other things, but there's a lot of question marks regarding certain things. So, I'm trying to just keep my focus on the most important things, which is getting the magazine done and getting the website done. Those are my two main things right now. And there's plenty of work to be had. So if there's any questions for anything, thank you very much. Right now is a good time to ask me anything because hopefully I should be able to answer. If I can't, then it's either something I just don't have an answer for, or I'll need time to kind of think about more, maybe get in on the next live stream. So yeah, that's basically everything as it stands right now. This is my project. This is my thing that I am working on. I do think that I've probably bitten off more than I can chew, but I also want people to, you know, give people something to grasp. I do plan on sort of winding this down shortly, so yeah. I don't really plan on making this go too long, but who knows. Okay. I guess this thing says that we're at like it says it started 42 minutes ago, so I guess we'll go till about an hour, and then I'll wrap this up and call it a day with the live streaming. I have a lot of stuff I do need to work on, so I will, after I wrap up the live stream, I will get back to work on the rest of the stuff I have cooking. Okay. Give me a minute to refresh this. Okay. So yeah. Well, oh, hello. Hail the lore. Hey. Hope you're doing well. Busy day for me, but I saw you went live and had to drop in. Thank you very much. And I guess a previous question that I think I missed before because I was refreshing it. Will the magazine be physical or digital? That is one thing I've been flip-flopping on, and I'm heavily leaning towards physical, kind of like Shonen Jump. Basically do like a physical release and then maybe down the line, if everything goes well, eventually do like a volume. do some volumes for each series, like say like I get X amount of chapters, then go and proceed to, you know, just do a full on volume. So yeah, I'm planning on doing physical because I keep hearing that that's what people want. So I'm gonna go with what people want rather than, I did think about doing digital, but I just feel mixed about that. So I hear that it is physical people desire, so I shall give them physical. So yeah. Uh uh yeah. I guess, oh wow. I guess I will quickly do a rundown on what I'm doing since I now have 5 people. Oh wow. Hello, hello, hello. I am doing a comic magazine with these 4 stories in them. This one over here will be a mini series. I'm aiming to get out in October. Hopefully no later than like maybe New Year's next year or January. Physical superior, digital inferior. Oh yes, even Soundwave apparently has an opinion on that. So yeah, that's the thing I'm doing. I am also working on a website to kind of catch people up on that. I'm working on a website. I'm working on a magazine. Um, that's what I'm working on right now. So, I guess later for anyone that missed most of the live stream, because like I said, I am leaning towards trying to wrap this up in a few minutes, maybe. So, yeah. Here's a little quick rundown there. I'm still working on Grieving Princess. I think that's the 3rd time I've said that, but that's okay. I just took a break and now I'm working on the snake one. As in, my. Well, here. Let me go back over here since. Like I said, this is a live stream. People can watch it again later, but. And apparently, Clip Art Studio does not wish to cooperate. Let me. There we go. I think I probably just need to reboot this whole thing. Whenever it starts getting difficult. So yeah, this is one of the pieces that will separate the parts. Like I said, there will be 4 parts in the magazine, and it will be what you've seen me work on so far. There's this bit here. I have more work to do on this. And there we go. Nope. Clip Studio is not being cooperative today. Go back to here. So yeah. I think I unfortunately spooked people off. I'm sorry. So yeah. I think I've announced basically just about everything I have to announce. Let me refresh this. So yeah, I do, like I said, I want to go with, the physical copies. I am considering certain things. I am really considering whether or not I want to just go ahead and put in the entire first chapter of Phantom Eclipse. That is a big question mark right now. I want to be realistic, so I could just I may go ahead and just keep it at 22 or 24. But I'm just keeping all my options in mind and considering like what cards do I want to put down, because right now is the time to be planning this stuff before I finally put everything together here. Uh, Let me refresh the thing here real quick. Okay. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask them. Because it'll probably be a while before I do another live stream. I mean, my opportunities are kind of hit and miss. Okay. Let me see. So yeah. Overall, I guess, pretty much done. I think I might come over here and, yeah. Let's see. Okay. I think I want to go in and edit this. Yeah. And that's why that is not working. So yeah, I believe that I'm almost tempted to just go ahead and wrap up now. Oh well, hello. Well, so yeah. Uh, so yeah, this will be a double spread. I guess that's one thing I really like about moving away from webtoons, because you can't really do double spreads. You're limited in what you can and can't do. I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah, I think I'll hold out for another few minutes and then wrap it up. Huh. Give me a second here, okay. And yeah. Well, I guess a little bit of commentary I could give is I didn't initially plan on giving Josh a jacket here. But then I got to looking at after I did one of the previous thumbnails, and I just felt like he needed something a little bit more. So I went in and gave him a jacket to just kind of fill out his silhouette a little bit more. I'm go overshoot what I wanted there. Yeah, I guess for a little bit context here, the character that I'm drawing here in this scene is actually Josh's dad. I think I want to give him the same jacket because I feel like that just sort of ties it in a little bit. Maybe it could be like a jacket that was passed down between father and son. You know, there's a war going on. Sometimes your inheritance isn't. You know, I think that's what we miss on inheritance, because sometimes inheritance isn't about jewelry or things like that. It's just something that you got from someone who is dear to you. And inheritance can be anything. It can be a person's and I feel like this is something sort of touched upon, like anime and manga. It can be something that they taught you. It can be something maybe just as simple as like a saying. It can be something like that. It doesn't always have to be something physical. But I feel like sometimes when you have something physical to show for it, then it kind of gives a little bit more weight to the subject at hand. Because then you have the non-physical things that are now tied to that object that just give it much more sentimental worth. And I kind of like that sort of symbolism, because at the end of the day, we aren't just left with physical objects. We're left with memories, and we're left with all sorts of important little things that we think about and remember of that person. There's actually, I think, in the original short story, a much more dramatic version of events, and I wound up kind of working away from that because of the kind of character it made Josh out to be, and I wanted him to be not like how he would have wound up if I'd stuck with some of my original concepts for him. I mean, I wish I had handled like Echo from Phantom Eclipse the same way I handled Josh from SWP, because I just handled those two in very different ways, and I think a lot of it was just the gap in experience. I went into one character with one vision in mind. I went into a different character with a totally different take. So yeah. Oh yes, and go recovery information. I don't think. I think one of my first bad experiences with Clip Art Studio was when I think the electric went out and I had lost a bunch of my progress on a Phantom Eclipse page back whenever I was doing webtoons, and it was really frustrating because now I'm set back with that, and I had to just. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like having like a hard copy storyboard, because you never know when something could happen that could result ultimately in losing that. And if you have the hard copy storyboard or storyboard sketch, then you have something that you can salvage. And if you don't, then you're stuck sitting there trying to remember what Earth you drew. That's the worst thing about digital. That's one reason why my comment earlier about it being a blessing and a curse is really true, because it makes so many things easier and yet so many things harder, like in that instance. I'm actually kind of getting a better idea of how I want this guy's body to go. Gaboons have sort of a thicker body, and that's one thing I was sort of trying to incorporate into um, the character designs. Yeah, losing work is a pain. It happened to me when I started in VPS. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why when I found, I think, one app that would automatically save your work on a, whatever is basically, I guess, a cloud. I fell in love with it because that was just so convenient, especially when you're shifting between phones. I have an old phone where I have a lot of stories on it that I have not looked at in years. And I think in a way, part of me would only want to really read those. It's just sort of a reminder of how far I've come. I think one of the last times I had a live stream, I was sort of reminiscing over certain failures, and part of it was I was sort of bummed and stressed, and then I went and I dug out some of my old art from like over 10 years ago, and that was sort of the pick me up I needed, was to go look at my old art, my really really old art, because I think in a way I don't think you really realize how far you've come if it's just like a few years worth of work that you look at. You realize it more if there's a bigger gap there. And so looking at just, it reminded me that it's been a long hard track, but I can still hack it. I can keep going. I've come this far. I can keep going. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I mean, I am thinking about certain things if I can get the magazine to take off. But I just want to, in a way, just focus on getting the work done before I really start stressing about other things. I do think that it's good to think about those things now to maybe kind of mentally prepare for anything I might have to deal with, but I also don't want to get too worked up. I think I may sort of. I mean, you look at how a snake moves, and they're just. Yeah. And. Yep. Focus on your goal, and you shall reach them. Yep. Okay. We've officially, I think, hit an hour now. And I was saying I was wanting to wrap up at an hour or so. I guess I will go ahead and wrap it up. I could easily sit here and keep going, because that's what happens when I get into the groove, but I also have other things I need to do, and I work better, I think, whenever I'm not multitasking. That's one of the reasons why I spent most of this not drawing, as I said at the start, because I start drawing and then I miss on whatever somebody just said in the comment section. So, I guess thank you very much for tuning in, and for anyone new to this channel, if you happen to find this, you know, if you enjoyed this live stream, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things, and I will wrap this up and call it a day. So, see y'all next time. Dog and Tank Comics signing out. If I can find how this thing goes.